You got a horn? Hey! Go on, son! Right, they're all hooting her in.
Chloe, welcome! Now, you're at the Migrant Hotel protest here in the centre of Bournemouth, the Roundhouse, on this Friday evening.
Yes.
And you've been coming now for about 5 weeks to these Migrant Hotel protests, haven't you, Chloe?
Yes, I have, yes. Yeah.
Now, what do you think of the atmosphere tonight? And do you think that, we're getting noticed?
Absolutely. I mean, I've just noticed a massive growth in our numbers. Hey! Just a massive growth in our numbers. I mean, when we started at the Chine a couple of weeks ago, there was only about 20 of us. Now, we're getting great numbers. It's fantastic.
Chloe, now I detect an accent there. Can you tell me just a little bit about your background?
Yeah, sure. I'm actually a legal migrant. I came from South Africa in the year 2000, and I literally worked from day number 2. So, I love this country. I've always wanted to come here. Always felt I was British. Best choice I ever made in my life. And
25 years already.
yes,
The time's just evaporating, isn't it?
it is. Yes.
Now, Chloe, to respond to some of our critics, a lot of people, you might say more left-leaning, or people on the left, or might say that we are stigmatizing and demonizing these people, and a lot of them, or most of them, or many of them are genuine, honest people that want to work and contribute. What's your response when people say that, and say that we're overgeneralizing and demonizing migrants?
Well, it's not that we're picking on migrants exactly. The whole thing I think of this protest is it's not sustainable. It's definitely not sustainable, and I feel more fear nowadays because I am transgender, so I'm obviously worried about, because a lot of the people that are coming over on the boats support Islam, and they don't seem to have the same laws or culture that we do, respecting women and children. This is why I feel quite strongly about that, because it's unsustainable, it's costing us a fortune, it's putting us in danger. I don't agree with that sort of mass migration.
No,
I do agree that we do need migration, and I welcome anybody who feels that they can contribute to the country.
So I feel that for many people, including yourself, it's about the sheer volume, the numbers, the out of control, infinite, almost endless, uncontrolled, chaotic migration that we've got. If there was some quotas and some order to it and some discernible policy, maybe people wouldn't be so scared and so freaked out by all this.
Absolutely, because what you're seeing is migrants are going to Germany, for example, getting declined asylum, then moving to another country and applying for asylum, and then eventually coming to this place. So there's no control in the EU itself as to who's been declined asylum. So it then causes them to go from country to country to country to country.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the way our government's handling it is by giving everything is giving everything to them and allowing them to walk around willy-nilly, but we don't know who these people are. We have no clue who they are. They could lie. We can't do any security checks on them. And the cost of it as well. We're taking money away from pensioners. We've got homeless veterans, which I find absolutely appalling. We've got families going to food banks at the moment. The country's going into a recession. So it's just not affordable. But it seems to be happening all over Europe. So it seems to be a globalist elite plan.
Chloe, yes, a lot of people say that,
Yes,
and
it's becoming more obvious. Hey, bus driver.
Chloe, I said to somebody said to me the other day, I often say to people who are, shall we say, I hate to talk about sides, but on the other side, I say to people, where do you draw the line? Where are the limits? Where are the quotas? How many people do you think we can or should take? Because a lot of people on the other side, so to speak, seem to have no concept of limits, no concept of quotas or numbers. It's like they're endorsing and promoting an endless chaotic flow of people. So I said to somebody the other day, where do you draw the line? And he said, I draw the line at sending people back to a terrorist regime. So he was talking about Afghanistan. He said, I draw the line at sending people back to a terrorist regime. Now, on the surface, that might sound like a really fair comment, but I still, personally, I don't agree with that. I feel that it's not going to help Afghanistan or help the UK if everybody just keeps coming here.
Yes.
How do you feel in response to a comment like that?
I mean, obviously we're not heartless, you know, and I wouldn't want to send people to Afghanistan, especially if they are genuine refugees. But how do we determine who's a genuine refugee and who's maybe not?
Yeah.
If we had a proper system in place where we could check people, who they are, and where they come from, then, like myself, when I came over, I had to have a police clearance certificate, I had to have X amount of money in the bank to prove I'm not going to be a burden on this country.
Yeah.
But that seems to have disappeared over the last sort of 15 years, where it seems to me that there's a plan to create chaos. As you can see in France, Italy, Spain, all having the same problems as us, and I think the whole problem is the lefty liberal mindset. But we're not heartless. I mean, I've got lots of friends. I mean, anybody who knows me knows I'm not racist.
Chloe, I'm gonna. I don't know how to put this, but I'm gonna raise the elephant in the room.
Yes.
I'm gonna open up a can of worms. You already mentioned that you're trans.
Yes.
Transgender. Now, it's gonna wind up a lot of people on the left or far left to see that a trans person is on this side and with views like yours in this terrible thuggish far right crowd that we are. How do you respond to that? Because it's so refreshing for me personally. I shouldn't be giving too many of my own opinions here, but it's so refreshing to see somebody who's trans openly embracing your views and being in this crowd.
Yes, I mean, to me, transgender is second, country first, but I feel that the transgender community has been hijacked by sort of extreme.
This is England.
Absolutely.
Keep up the good work. Well done.
No problem. You do it. Well, guys, stay safe. So you see all these far-right racists, how they treat me.
I know, we had a lot of young people tonight,
Now, if I went onto that side, they would absolutely throw hate at me. To be honest, I feel more safe with the Patriots than I do with that side, and they're supposed to be the loving ones, you know.
So what's going on, Chloe? How is it that trans people are now, blanketly perceived as being left-wing, or they have to be on the left or affiliated with the left, and they have to espouse views like people have on the other side? How have we got? Why do people generalise like that? How have we got to that point of generalising and stereotyping like that?
I think it's because we're bombarded with, the trans activists and the gay activists and the I would say the extremists, that are pushing this agenda. I was just happy to live my own quiet life. I don't want to change things in schools. I don't want to groom kids. I don't want men to be in women's sports. But the transgender community, the extreme side, just doesn't seem to agree with that. And I think it's been hijacked by the lefty liberal teachers and things over the years, where everybody's been too scared to say anything, and the activists have just taken sort of control. And I think it's time that a lot of transgender people like myself, or people in the LGBT community, do not agree with this. I mean, I don't understand how you would, even if you were transgender, why would you protest against saving children and protecting our country? So I'm really confused. And
Chloe, have you had hostility or even lost any friendships with people that are trans or trans friends? Have you been attacked on social media or elsewhere?
Yeah, I mean, I have one. I have, there's some going on, but I have, there were a few comments from the Patriots. I must say, what's the tranny flag there? Because I brought the tranny flag once. But most of the comments were, well, at least you were there and she wasn't there, you know. But no hate from these guys. I mean, I've never felt so welcomed in my life, you know. This is the best thing I've ever... Oh, there's somebody trying to agitate there. But you see, this is the left. They just come up and they start shouting at us and stuff when we're just enjoying ourselves.
Let's take a quick look.
Remember, Sam, that's a public order offence. Did you try doing it to one of our hosts? Public order.
I think she's running.
I guess we'll find out later what's been happening while we've been over there. So yeah, I find this so refreshing, and I'm really grateful, Chloe, because there's so many generalisations and oversimplifications, and there's too much tribalism. It's all too tribal, isn't it?
Well, I feel more afraid now to be transgender than I did a couple of years ago, because back then we were quiet. You know, most of us just want to be accepted and stuff. And this movement that's occurred where they want to take over everything, I think is absolutely been a negative thing for the community.
Chloe, I've had trans friends in the past, you know, more mature ones, you know, like people like you know, who've transitioned later in their 50s, 60s. And I feel that up until about 10 years ago, the trans issue was, you know, we always knew it was there, and they were a small minority of people, genuine medical issue, really serious medical situation that needs to be dealt with and rectified, sorted out. And it was always there, but we've gone from that to, in the last 10 years, suddenly the subject is everywhere. You hear about it all the time, it's everywhere, it seems to come into everything, and I wonder how that's happened in the last 10 years, Chloe.
I think it's the liberal mind. I think it's the openness to just... It seems to me that they don't seem to think of the consequences. They want to accept everybody, but you cannot make everybody happy. That's the problem, and I think because we've had the Conservatives weren't conservative enough, and now we've got the Labour government. But if you look in America as well, they've been taken over by liberals who are indoctrinating people and trying this push. And unfortunately, a lot of the community has kept quiet. But I think we're waking up now to people are seeing that this is not right. It's not right.
No.
The transgender community is quite small, you know, and a lot of people do point out, why are we pandering to 0.09% of the population? And you know, this is what I didn't want people to think like that, because we shouldn't be doing things. Just get on and live life.
You often hear people saying that we are intimidating and bullying some of the world's most vulnerable and people by doing it outside migrant hotels. Now, I don't personally believe that people in the hotels are particularly scared or intimidated, and I don't agree. I mean, I understand how people come to that conclusion, but I don't agree with that. But I suspect you may have had people saying that to you. You know, why are you doing that outside hotels?
Yes,
where these people are living.
Yes, I mean, people have said, "Oh, aren't you doing it outside politicians' houses and stuff like that?" I suppose we could, but
we're going to do that as well.
Do we know that every politician, you know, because I think Bournemouth West one wants the hotels gone, so do we go protest at her house? So this is just a statement, because Epping was the sort of epicentre, you know, ground zero. All hotels are going to be now sort of, you know, this is, so we're trying to make awareness. We're not targeting individuals, we're not threatening everybody.
We're directing our anger at the powers that be, at the situation, at the chaos of it all.
I mean, if an immigrant came now, I wouldn't swear at him or anything like that. So,
no.
You know, a lot of people say it's not their fault. I sometimes do agree with that, because we're offering them the world. I mean, who wouldn't turn that down? But the problem is the word is spreading, and we're just getting more and more and more. And there's nothing being done. I mean, we have a navy. What's going on? I don't know.
I won't hold you here any longer, Chloe.
Okay.
It's been a delight. It really has. you know, refreshing, you know, and unpredictable. Somebody that people might not imagine being a part of this protest. So thank you, Clary.
Yes, no, thank you.
And
I really appreciate it.
yeah, I wanted to keep it. I know we're nearly 15 minutes now, and I think we better go back into the fray.
Yes, have some fun.
Anything you'd like to say before we wrap up?
Just welcome anybody else who wants to attend, black, white, any colour.
Yeah.
As long as you're patriotic and you just want to come and have some fun for a peaceful protest, join us.
Thank you, Clary.
Thank you.
All the best. Thank
Cheers.
you.